Let's go ahead and jump into the league and see how we do. Alright, we finally lost a die roll. We were 10 and 0 on winning the die rolls up until this game. Saturday was 13 and 6, which qualified. Yesterday I played the 20th match, so official won that, so 14 and 6 right now. Word. Congrats. Super happy for you. The joys of sticking to one deck. Is this hand keepable? I think the answer is yes. Gonna need to find access to red, but maybe one of these Mishra's Baubles can do that for us. Oh yeah, you played Greentron once? I'll keep this hand. Steam Vents. Alright, so opponent looks like they're representing a counter spell. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top card of our opponent's library, see if we can get a little bit more information about what they're on. Brazen Borrower. Alright. Here, let's lead off with an Inquisition. Oh, it's Electro End. So we probably need to go ahead and take this Electro Dominance out of their hand. Go ahead and deploy another Mishra's Bauble. Then put a stop on their... Actually, we can use it on their turn. So they cycle Curator of Mysteries. There's Scourge. They've drawn their card. Let's go ahead and cycle Mishra's Bauble again. Show us Force of Negation. So our opponent has Remand and Force of Negation up. We did not draw a red source. We did find another Bauble. Um, Not sure if they play a Lightning Bolt. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. This lets us take Remand away. Okay, I gotta speed up my pace of play. I think the opponent fetched away their Force of Negation there. Let's go ahead and look at their top card. Crashing Footfalls. See what our draw is going to be. Let's Stainmire. So now we have the red source. Go ahead and get a Blood Crypt here. Shock that in. I'll play the Swift Spear. Go ahead and play Tarmogoyf as well. Attack for 1. This turn. When they cycle this, target creature gains flying. Another land. Go ahead and play our forest here. Cash in Peatland. And drew another Scourge, which is excellent. Six. Hopefully no counterspell and no Electro Dominance or similar next turn. I'm thinking Scourge resolves. Okay, so Electro Dominance usually reveals Living End. This time it reveals Crashing Footfalls. Hopefully that's all. If we can resolve Dismember, I think we win. Okay. Petty theft on our Scourge. They've attacked with the rhinos. Isn't that just lethal now? See what happens when we attack. Oh, we've put them to 3. Okay, guess they do get a draw step. I have to search for a basic land, play our second Scourge to stay alive. Also need to fade a lightning bolt. Fade a lightning bolt and another copy of Electro Dominance. Shit. They top decked a bomb. How do we want to sideboard versus them? Could go after their mana with Boil. Could also attempt to bring in Soul Guide Lanterns and Surgicals. Think that might be good enough. And bring in these 6 cards. Fatal Push kind of doesn't line up well with their stuff. Neither does Lightning Bolts. Dismember's okay. I think I can keep this hand. First things first, we'll lead off with a Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize. Okay, they're gonna try and Chalice on 1. I think we're supposed to take Chalice here. They could always find another land, especially with cycling. And considering that turns off 20 plus cards in the deck, I have to take that. Go ahead and shock in the Stomping Grounds. I'll play a Tarmogoyf here. We need some way to chip away at the opponent's life total to make Scourge worth it. Luckily, this enters tapped. Alright, land was actually nice. Let's go ahead and Inquisition and take that Electro Dominance from them. Force of Negation. What did they exile with that? Remand, so that's gone. So we'll be able to hit them for 10 this turn. But it's looking like they might be able to Electro Dominance into Living In, get back 2 copies of Windcaller Aven. Unless they cycled that already. I think they did. Um, guess we save the Scourge and the Steamer Battle Rage. Can play Death Shadow as a 3/3. I think I have to save the Death Shadow. I'll play Scourge here, but I'm actually not sure if this is correct. It'll be easier to Death Shadow and Teamer Battle Rage in the same turn. If we don't draw land. Okay. So they're running Chalice. Given that they're so reliant on Force of Negation, Veil of Summer might be a card here. It is another 1-drop though. What do we want to cut? I guess I'll cut Croxa. They kind of want to discard cards anyways. And I think I'll cut the Boil because it's too slow. Um, so this hand is very weak to Chalice. Also missing a second land. But I'll keep it because we have Thoughtseize. Ah, we got Leylined. So this hand just went from good to poor. There's our second land. Attack for 1, pass turn. Maybe we'll be able to draw Assassin's Trophy for the Leyline. Still take their combo. Another Shadows to draw. So we won't be able to cast Thoughtseize unless we target ourselves. Guess I'm just shocking. Let's play Soul Guide Lantern. We get a Prowess trigger. Exile that from their graveyard, which is nice. One of their better cyclers. Play Seal of Fire. Nice thing about Soul Guide Lantern is that you don't have to tap any mana to exile the graveyard. Get, oh yeah, you get everything up front. And also pay 1 to draw a card. Tap it and draw. Fetch land is our draw. Let's get an Overgrown Tomb. Would like for my shadows to be out of bolt range. Guess we attack first. They must have bolt or something. Pro dominance or 0. So they're looking for Crashing footfalls. If not for Leyline, I guess I could have done something about that. A double block. Sure. I guess here I seal a fire myself. And then I need to put Lurrus in my hand. It's either that or play 2/3/3 Death Shadows. I feel like the play here is probably the Death Shadows while they're tapped out. And then pass the turn, leaving up Soul Guide Lantern activation. This is going to be a tricky game. We don't have any information about the opponent's hand. So if we let this through, we go to 2, we could just die to... We could just die to Lightning Bolt. We take 1, Death Shadow grows. Don't want to die to Lightning Bolt. So now our Death Shadows are 8/8. The damage all happens at once. But the Rhino only has 3 damage marked on it. Interesting. I don't know if my opponent knew that it was going to work that way. I think here I want to Thought Seize myself. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Then we could die to Lightning Bolt like I was saying before. Guess we attack. They have another Electro Dominance though. This doesn't end well. I think it's all or nothing here. We're just attacking, and if they have a counterspell, so be it. Humor Battle Rage resolved. Like another Electro Dominance. I think it's for rhinos. Nope, living end. So we're gonna lose our shadows. Which is unfortunate. We wasted Battle Rage. We do get a Monastery Swift Spear. Okay, let's attack first. We'll attempt to play Shadow here. Remained. Fine. Replay it. Does kind of look like they're setting up to go off again. Drawing the off the fire outlet right away kind of tells me that they don't have the Electro Dominance in hand and they're looking for one. But if they do that and they hit Living End, we get back 2 Death Shadows. Soul Guide Lantern is a prowess trigger. Let's go ahead and play that now. Let's exile the River Winder. And then I think I need to Thoughtseize myself here in order to go for lethal this turn. Or I could draw off one of the Soul Guide Lanterns, hope to hit another spell of any kind. But I think it's probably better just to go to 3 here. Gonna get the prowess trigger, even if the spell doesn't resolve. Now we pray we don't get bolted. So lucky. And this time they hit the crashing footfalls and not the living end, so we're dead. They go to 1, and they attack us for lethal. And that happens even if I draw off Soul Guide Lantern. What's our next card gonna be? Here we go. On the play. See what kind of hand we get. This looks very nice. Don't mind if I do. We have early aggression here with the Swift Spear. To turn on our Scourge, Thoughtseize. Removal. Here, let's lead off with Blood Crypt. Swift Spear. Attack for 1. Pass turn. Looks like some kind of restore balance deck, so we gotta win fast. Might mean we're supposed to play Scourge this turn as a 1/1. Well, let's attack first. Scourge is actually a 2/2. We're just trying to get our clock going as fast as possible. Draw Teamer Battle Rage and win before the opponent gets a chance to restore balance. What is this? Safe Hold Elite? Yeah, this is definitely restore balance. That's why they're playing persist cards. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize here before we play our land. Prowess trigger. Okay, this is actually not what I thought it was. At all. Some kind of green-white creature deck. So we're not gonna take the Wiltleaf Liege. I think we might want to consider going after the Stoneforge Mystic here. Maybe the Voice of Resurgence. We could go after their mana. Might be the best play. I'll take the thing that's not like the others here. Might be a mistake. Now, Persist comes back with a -1/-1 counter. Really don't want to trade off my Scourge here. But I also don't want to Fatal Push the Safehold Elite, so I think we'll just attack with the Swift Spear only. A 2/2 for 2, just like Richard Garfield intended. Exactly. Alright, so let's see what they do next. Hex Drinker. That, I think, is a good push target. Go ahead and grab a Stomping Grounds here. Okay, Tarmogoyf. Don't mind if I do. Take the damage. Apparently this thing's whole job is just to jump in front of stuff. And I kind of think we want to play the Wooded Foothills here to thin the deck out a little bit and start drawing our Temur Battle Rages. They did find their third land. They grab a plains. Knight of the White Orchid. I can actually respond to that, right? I should have been able to respond to that, but I think I was auto-yielded. Had I been able to fetch in response, they wouldn't get the land. So that's my mistake. Here we'll get a Blood Crypt, but we'll play it tapped. Thought Seize. Thought Seize first. Trigger the Monastery Swift Spear. We'll take the Stoneforge Mystic, but not the Wiltleaf Liege. Move to combat. Don't really have any great attacks. This gives green and white creatures +1/+1, so that's a bit of an issue. I think we're just attacking with Scourge. Maybe they'll block it, fearing Temur Battle Rage or something. No box. So I'm actually gonna put Luris into my hand. Go ahead and play this land. Pass turn. Here's the Wiltleaf Liege. I think our best block here is to push Swift Spear in front of their 4/4, Armogoyf in front of their Uh, Probably Tarmogoyf in front of their Knight of the White Orchid. And then hope they don't have like Gavany Township or something to reset the persist on Safehold Elite. Alright, Dismember is kind of nice because we can get rid of the Liege. We could also Luris get back Swift Spear attack. Have a 3/2 lifelinker. And a blocker. And attack forces them to block here with both. Actually, no, they can leave the Tarmogoyf unblocked, go to 3. They have 1 card left in hand. I think this turn I'm replaying the Luris. Rebuying Swift Spear for value. And then attacking with a lethal Scourge. And then hoping they don't have another creature. Okay, they cycle the land away. There's the Stoneforge Mystic. Not the same one though. So I kind of needed them not to have another creature there. No attacks. Okay. Thoughtseize can let us grab whatever equipment that they went and got, but we go to 1. 1 is about the same as 3 here. That is also a prowess trigger. So let's go to 1. Take the Batter Skull. Dismember the Wiltleaf Liege. And then attack with Attack with just Scourge here. Ah, Kitchen Finks. That's annoying. It wasn't Batterskull he went and got. It was Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay, another Swift Spear. We need blockers. They gain some life back. No attacks. There's Death Shadow. Um, Swing with the Scourge. Play Shadow. I think we could have swung with Tarmogoyf as well. Alright. Hmm. Debating on attacking with Tarmogoyf here. At 1, I don't think I can. They're just gonna let it through. Play another Scourge and pass. Okay, they might be looking for, okay, Castle Ardenvale. I was thinking they might be looking for Gavany Township to reset their persist creatures. Inquisition. Go ahead and fire that off. There we go. Bring in Sweeper. I wonder if we want another copy of Teamer Battle Rage for this matchup. I think we can get Croxa out of here. Their deck doesn't really, their deck has some cards that can punish us for playing Croxa. Wilt Leaf Liege, they can just put onto the battlefield instead of in the graveyard. So we're going to cut that card. Bring in a third Teamer Battle Rage. Seems great to get through the creature piles. I like it. I do. Some of our discard is a little bit rough. Especially considering they could have Loxodon Smiter. I think we'll cut some of our discard spells. But not all of them. Alright. This hand looks very clean. Keep. I'm gonna Inquisition regardless, so I guess we bobble them. For information, Knight of the White Orchid, good to know. Another land. Triggers. If an opponent controls more lands than you, that's what I thought. The Relic stands to be pretty good versus our Tarmogoyfs. Kind of wish I would have gone for Inquisition turn 1, but yes, you live and learn. Engineered Explosives. They're not allowed to have that card, right? Six Sigma, thanks for diving into the Shark Tank. I appreciate the show of support. If you like chatting, let us know your favorite card in Modern. Hey, that's where I recognize the name from. How are things? Knew it was a familiar username. Great to have you in chat. What's up, El Radio San? Happy Monday. Thanks for being here as well. So I'm just debating on whether or not it's worth it to save the lightning bolt here, and I think it is. I really should speed up my pace here because the opponent has a lot of creatures, and they might sneak out a win here. Especially considering they can eat the graveyard at will. Prime time. One of the friends of the stream I saw on Twitter was running Primeval Titan in a mill deck to trigger Hedron Crabs. I thought that was pretty spicy. Shout out to Dylan, first person to say hello today. I think we're gonna bolt that. Right? Oh, we should have saved the bolt for this turn, I think. Whoa, I'm tapping my lands wrong. We have to show them that we have Fatal Push in hand or another Lightning Bolt. Maybe this will convince them to go ahead and pop the relic. Doesn't look like it. I sort of lost track of what was in their hand. I don't think they had all four Knight of the White Orchid. Looks like they're debating on tapping out for this Hex Drinker. What's up, Manadoric? Save the push for prowess. Okay. I've been alright. I finally 3-2'd with a deck instead of 2 3s and under last week. Got a job lined up that I start Thursday night, working overnight. So we want to push the first strike creature. Go ahead and exile Bobble. That way the math doesn't change any. And they have to pay 1 to exile the graveyard, so I'm gonna go ahead and Battle Rage here. Try and deal max damage. Got them to 3, now we can just top deck a Bolt. Yes, we'll exile the Teamer Battle Rage. That was a good point though. Saving the fatal push for the prowess trigger let us punch them for a lot. Another Wayfinder and the Hex Drinker. I don't think I know of any cards in their hand any longer. This is an interesting choice of whether or not to Thoughtseize here. We could get punished for this choice. Okay, not punished. We'll take the Batter Skull. Oh, you know, I forgot they could do the relic. Damn. So, if they exile the graveyards, they can block Tarmogoyf and eat it. Tarmogoyf bites the dust. We do play another one. So that's bound to happen here. Looks like they might be thinking about keeping... Yeah, they're gonna pop the yard here. Okay, some creatures go to the graveyard. So with 6 minutes on the timer, I have to win this game. Gotta find a way to win this game. Just need to find Lightning Bolt. They might still play Path, we just haven't seen it yet. Lightning Bolt one time. Not Bolt. I'm gonna go ahead and put Lurrus in my hand. Alright, now we really need Kozilek's return, which is kind of rough. Alright, Kitchen Finks, I'll go ahead and concede to. They're just going a little bit wider than we can keep up with, and we need to win the third game. I think we stand a better chance of winning in the next game than winning that game. The reason I'm not running Kroxa is Wilt Leaf Liege. It just puts it straight on the battlefield. Can we keep a one land or... I think I'll keep this hand. We just need to find a threat. Thank you. I'm kind of nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I'll bottom one of these lands. Probably the Blood Crypt. Okay, I have to take this. Engineered explosives away again. I could take the kitchen finks, deal with that this way. But I think I need to take the explosives. I can take kitchen finks next turn. I might talk about my plays a little bit less here, so if you see me in silent mode, I'm just trying not to time out. Fatal Push was a good draw. Take the kitchen finks, not the Wiltleaf Liege. They found Weathered Wayfarer. Back this. Get an Overgrown Tomb. Knock that in. It'll push their blocker. Can't play Scourge. So at some point I lost track of the cards in their hand. I can play Scourge now. There's the Wiltleaf Liege. I wish I would have saved that Fatal Push for it. Taken some chip shots, maybe. Look at my opponent's next card. Plains. We draw removal for that. Nope. Hey, Tizzard. Oof. Sword equip. That's really bad for us. That kills us, doesn't it? Does it deal damage? It does let them untap. I have to discard the Thoughtseize now. Can't cast it anyways. Yeah, I think we're dead. We either needed that Thoughtseize a turn sooner, or for them to... We needed the Temur Battle Rage and attack last turn. So I don't think we can deal 16 damage in any way, shape, or form. Unless I'm mistaken about the interaction between Temur Battle Rage and Scourge, I think we're losing this. Nope. They go to 4, crash in for lethal, and that's game. sort of feast and famine is going to be the reason why we lost. If I could just sit a little bit closer to the desk, then I think I would have better posture. But the thing that I have on the floor here has got little like little scoops in it, and I seem to roll back into them. So I have a carpeted floor with a plastic liner on the bottom for the chair and all. No love from the shuffler. Guess I'm keeping this. Put back the overgrown tomb. We're on the draw. Our opponent exiled a Lotus Bloom. It's gonna be ad nauseum. Hey, congratulations on that. I'm sure it's way more exciting and scary than a new job. But seriously, congrats on being a new father. Sure you're pumped. Two Lotus Blooms and no lands. City of Brass. So this definitely feels like ad nauseum. And we have a playset of Thoughtseize. You can't write this stuff. In 2 turns, we've drawn a playset of Thoughtseize. Oh, wow. Angel's Grace, I guess. Take one of their Pacto negations away. Swing for 3. I have no clue. I haven't faced ad nauseum since the B and R. I haven't seen how they go off. I don't really know. We're just gonna keep on making them discard cards. So we can't anymore. Take the spoils of the vault here. Might need to consider taking a turn off in order to put Luris in my hand. I don't find a way to speed up the clock. Oh, come on. The one turn that I don't Thoughtseize twice. Seriously, that's... I have to laugh. Unreal. The one turn that I don't thought sees when I have it. Alright, so I can deal them exactly 10 damage here by Inquisition. I think that works. Let's take Thassa's Oracle. I might be mistaken about this. Oh, they're at 12. Now they're at 2. Alright, Seal of Fire. Okay, I need confirmation before I do this. Does anybody in chat know if I Seal of Fire them, put them to 0, will they lose the turn? I think what I have to do. Yeah, they're just gonna Pact of Negation whatever I play. Make them do it. EOT Bolt needed to happen. Damn. So we kind of punted. Kind of punted there. Let's see if we can sneak in a Seal of Fire here. There. Against combo, we want Surgical Extraction. Anything else? Assassin's Trophy, maybe? For their Phyrexian Unlifes? This doesn't really feel like a matchup that cares too much whether we Lurrus or not. So we can cut the baubles. Maybe like one Fatal Push. Maybe we cut both of the Fatal Push. and Seal of Fire for another Teamer Battle Rage and just try and go faster than them. Kind of cool that Ad Nauseam is still kicking even after the Simian Spirit Guide banning. Haven't really seen any words on the deck since the BNR back on the 16th. I don't really know how this will play out. Luris, I choose you. This hand isn't very good. I think we need discard. Okay, I'll keep this one because it has Assassin's Trophy. And I think we'll put back our basic swamp. I just want to say shout out to Big Daddy Snow, old time, long time viewer. Bustle in your hedge grow. How's it going? And Skagaton, and Tizard87. Thanks for watching the stream today. But shout out to everybody. King Magic, of course. Just to name a few people. Manadork, obviously. From the Crypt. Dylan MTG. Just to name a few. So here I think we probably are fine. The Monastery Swiss Spear and get a clock down. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. This is just going to let us play Scourge that much sooner. Are tapped out. Do I play Scourge here or Tarmogoyf or go after their mana? They have one card in hand. One card in hand. Opponent mulligan to Oblivion. I think I'm taking that card. and my prowess trigger. Good thing we did. We took a combo piece away. I know spoils can let them just rip through their library, looking for the correct answer. There's a lightning bolt. And I thought seize again. Just infinite discard spells. Oh my goodness. We got ad nauseum from them. I mean, they can't cast it, but I'm gonna bolt here just to speed up the clock. Next turn we play Scourge as a 9/9. Lotus Bloom comes off suspend. Next turn trophy. Oh, I guess we have to trophy the Lotus Bloom. Okay, we got the match. Yeah, that's the hope, right? Try and edutain. At least these streams, they serve as a window for what's going on in leagues at the time of the recording. We're on the draw again. Our hand is really good if we draw a land off one of our baubles, so we'll keep it since we're on the draw. Stomping Grounds tapped. Here, let's grab Blood Crypt. Run out a Swift Spear. And 2 Mishra's Baubles. Take a look at what the opponent is up to. So we see a land. We have a Death Shadow on top. Shadow and Seal of Fire. So this could be Panza, it could also be Scape Shift. Panza usually starts off though with a 1-drop of some sort. Okay, I'm thinking this is Scape Shift. Explore makes sense. They can play an additional land and draw a card. We need a land here. Okay. Land was an awesome draw. Here, I think I want to play... I want to play Stomping Grounds. Play Monastery, Swiss Spear, Seal of Fire. Still have that deck list. I remember that. Wasn't that long ago that I also got spanked in a league by Ice9 playing that version. It was only because of that experience that I knew what deck I was up against. Otherwise, I may have been in the dark, out in the cold. I think I may have punted their Bustle. Tarmogoyf can help here. Problem with Overgrown Tomb is it doesn't take Scape Shift. We're already at such a low life total. I think we have to play Tarmogoyf this turn. Well, I think we were supposed to be playing Seal of Fire this turn. We are too, I can feel it. So, small mistakes like that can cost you big time in this format. It's not good. Could have taken that. Alright, we do actually have a chance here. I think we want to Inquisition first. They have a Wrenn and 6 and 2 lands. I think that Abzan is pretty well positioned right now. Now we just Croxa and swing for lethal. Ooh, they have a way to block. So we still got ourselves a game. Didn't expect that one. This also tells me that they're playing the this tells me that they're playing the Planeswalker that searches for Emrakul. The name escapes me. It's a 5-drop Planeswalker, red, red, and 3. Not Nahiri. No, it's not Nahiri. Lucca, that's it. Yeah, we're just gonna escape Kroxa and win that way. So they scooped. So we need answers to Lucca. I really don't like giving my opponents land, but we do need answers to that card. Seems kind of risky bringing in Assassin's Trophy versus this deck. Alright, thanks for breezing through, Tizard. Appreciate your help today. Have a great day at work. Don't forget to come back and join us for a future stream. I'll be trying to go live about every Monday by around Eastern Standard Time, 11 o'clock a.m. with my new job schedule. Presuming I'm not super dead to the world from working overnight shifts. I don't know if they run Valakut. I don't think that's this deck. But we could try it out. I think we want all the removal that we can muster. We're gonna call this green-red Lucca. Fairly certain they play that card. If they play the Dwarven Mines by the pair. Perhaps we want to cut the Mishra's Baubles. Bring in Temur Battle Rage. Feels like it's going to be a race. And this hand... Well, this hand is never escaping a Kroxa with basic Forest. I think I'll keep it. It has issues though. Dismember, so we've got the removal. Guess we want to take a look at their top card since we're fetching regardless for this Thoughtseize. Farseek. Farseek is the top card. Here we want Blood Crypt. Go ahead and Thoughtseize them. So it kind of looks like they've morphed into a different deck. They're playing things like Thragtusk and Primeval Titan. So it looks like they may have a transformational sideboard, and they could be going for Valakut this game. They have a Farseek on top. Perhaps it's just wise to deny them the Primeval Titan that they're going to ramp to. I mean, they're not that far away. They have ramp card, 2 lands. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the Farseek. I think I'm taking Primeval Titan here. It's the most powerful card. Thragtusk is hella annoying though. They're eventually gonna find land, so I don't think we're taking the ramp spells. Right. Another land off the top from the Mishra's Bauble. There's the Explorer that we knew about. There's Wooded Foothills. Okay, am I going to have enough time? Farseek puts land on the battlefield tapped. They're going to be up to 3 mana next turn, 4 mana. Um, I think I can play Tarmogoyf this turn. Hopefully don't get punished for this. I have time to play Tarmogoyf this turn. And let's do this off of Overgrown Tomb. Fingers crossed they don't have a way to make 5 mana. There's Explore. So that's the card they drew. They crack Wooded Foothills. Dwarven Mine. Now Lightning Bolt. They're gonna try and bolt again. I think this makes Tarmogoyf actually a 5/6. Somehow they had a second bolt that we didn't know about. I guess that must be the card they drew off of Explorer. That's a little bit rough. Now we don't have a clock. Their last 2 cards are Thragtusk and Farseek. We take 2. We're going to take Thragtusk away. Search for Tomorrow. Where'd the Farseek go? What the hell? Maybe that was the top card of their library that I saw. They fetched it away. Okay, that was confusing. I think I saw that card with Mishra's Bauble, and then they fetched it away. So that makes sense. Growth Spasm. That also makes a token. at 9 life. We're out of cards. Thoughtseize against an empty-handed opponent doesn't really do much here. Always put Luris into our hand. Okay, I was gonna say, please tell me they didn't luck sack into Lucca. No pun intended, they have 2 creatures they can sack. So this might actually be a mistake. But I'm gonna go ahead and Fatal Push the token since we have the mana up. Because these attacks are getting annoying. Another land. Not what we were looking for there, but we can get back Tarmogoyf. Gotta be careful to stay at a somewhat high life total. Every one of these Dwarven Mines represents another blocker. I think I'm gonna want another red source at some point. Grab a Blood Crypt here. We go to 6. Wait a second, I gotta tap my mana correctly. Play Luris. Play Tarmogoyf. So far, that's the best value that we've seen from Luris this league. I know, I almost did that by mistake. I caught it though. Sorry about that. Another discard spell. Really like to get in some damage this turn. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bolt that. And get back a Mishra's Bauble. Take a look at their top card, see if we need to save anything. Dwarven Mine. Fuck. Alright. They scooped. Why I'm always telling her how proud I am. Don't want her to forget it. We're on the play. Play is good. See what kind of hand we get. Luris, I choose you. Another one-lander. This one is fairly good one-lander though. We have a Mishra's Bauble too to help us find another land. I'm gonna be greedy and I'm gonna keep this hand. Start off with Swift Spear. Play Mishra's Bauble, get a Prowess trigger. And then I think we bobble our opponent. Striped Riverwinder. So this is going to be that same deck again. Same deck as the first league. That's funny. I recently got her flowers in a little unicorn vase from a shop not far from here on her birthday. That wasn't that long ago. Always a good move. We drew a bolt that draws us one card closer to a land. We know what our opponent's up to once we see the cycling creature. It's this guy. Remember this deck? Electro Dominance? It's that deck again. So the race is on. We need to try and take Electro Dominance away from them. Thoughtseize gets us closer to the mark of turning on Death Shadow. Okay, so this is a slightly different build. I guess I'm taking As Foretold here, but the Violent Outbursts are kind of scary. They have two of those. Kind of in a tight spot since we didn't draw land. I don't think we're going to be fast enough. Sucks, but what can you do? Indeed it is. No, right? I guess the deck is on the rise. That's why we're doing the streaming, is so that you guys get a window into what's going on in these leagues. One thing you'll learn about my opponents is that they always have great hands and they always have it all. I'm like triggered over how the first game went in the league. Facing it again. Alright, Fatal Push does absolutely nothing here. That card is dead. Rojo37, I appreciate you diving into the Shark Tank. Thanks for the support and hope you're having an awesome day. If you feel like chatting, let us know your favorite cards in Modern. If you want to lurk, that's fine too. All good. We can take Living End away from them. I think it's better to leave that in their hand. Let's take one of their Violent Outbursts and hope that we draw another discard before they draw another land. I think I X'd out of one of their cards. What is this deck called? Would it be Teamer As Foretold? Teamer Living End? Sweet. I tend to play Jund a lot. Thanks for deciding to hit that follow button. Really appreciate it. Okay, so Violent Outburst is online. And unfortunately, this is a little bit late here. We could attempt to pressure them more. I think we want to grab Stomping Grounds. What we're gonna try and do is pressure them more with the Monastery Swiss Spear. In hopes that they'll Violent Outburst this turn. Okay, they have a pause on the begin combat step. So it looks like they're holding off. They're gonna wait until it's lethal or something. Once they cast Violent Outburst, we won't have a board anymore though, is what I'm worried about. So I don't think it really made the most sense to Goyf and Seal there. Or do it in that order. I could be wrong. So what I think they're up to is waiting until the Monastery Swift Spear is a lethal attacker and then doing it. So we just gotta play this one patient. Problem is they're going to have a very large board. Not the draw that we wanted. It's done messing around. They're gonna go ahead and cast Violent Outburst into Living End. All the creatures that were in the graveyard, they now enter the battlefield. And Monastery Swift Spear goes to the graveyard. Nothing is able to be fatal pushed, so our only hope now is that they skip their attack step for some reason. But even then, I think we're done. Scoop. Alright, so how do we sideboard on against them before? The Soul Guide Lanterns. The surgical extractions. And I think Teamer Battle Rage in order to become faster. I don't really know if Teamer Battle Rage makes the most sense here. I'll probably not run that card. Push came out, Lanterns in. I think I'll cut 2 bobbles here. Not really married to these surgical extractions, but I want to try them out. We're on the play. Our hand wasn't very good last game. We're getting a lot of one-landers, which I guess is to be expected with a 19 land deck. This one I don't think I can keep, can't cast spells. This one I will definitely keep, but we need to fetch a Blood Crypt. And I think I'll put back Dismember. We have the old 1-2 punch, Inquisition into Surgical Extraction. That's kind of a pipe dream though, so maybe it's incorrect to run the card. We can go after their Cascade. They might also be running Electro Dominance as well. I don't exactly know. Oh, come on. I forget that they run Leyline. That's my bad. Snooze. Well, that's not good. I'll shock in the Blood Crypt. Another discard spell. Wonderful. Just peachy. End of my turn, they cycle the Windcaller Aven. I've actually seen this played in Death Shadow before to give evasion. Kind of does a similar thing to Temur Battle Rage in a lot of ways. So there might be a blue-black Death Shadow build that runs this as a 4 of instead of Temur Battle Rage and a bunch of Scourge. That sounds interesting. We can't cast spells. I think I can still Surgical the Windcaller Aven just to put another card type in the graveyard for Tarmogoyf. But I don't know if that's worth it. I'm inclined to say that it's not worth it. What I might have been supposed to do is Inquisition myself and pitch Thoughtseize into the graveyard. So maybe it's Thoughtseize myself. Mr. Snuffleupagus, don't think I can play blue-black and still play Scourge. Yeah, it's just a thought. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. It's pretty heads up. I have that sinking feeling like this is going to be a slog. It's going to lose life off the peatland. Alright, that kind of signals that we do have Death Shadow in hand that we're trying to cast. Here's what I'm gonna do this turn. I'm gonna Thoughtseize myself, discarding Inquisition. That puts sorcery into the graveyard, making Tarmogoyf only a 3/4. I thought it was going to be better than that. We can also cast Death Shadow this turn as a 1/1. And alternatively, wait a turn. And we saw what happened last game. They're able to put 2 creatures into the battlefield right now. Would wait until they go off with the Cascade spell and Surgical one of their threats that way. And still do that regardless of whether we play Death Shadow or not. So I think I'm going to play the Death Shadow. Not sure if that was correct. Also, I have to remember. Okay, this looks like Ardent Plea. They're gonna try and wipe my board. I was just about to say we need to Surgical Extraction the Curator of Mysteries. Whichever one has 3 toughness we want to leave. Yeah, it's got to be the Curator of Mysteries, which hopefully is a 4 of. This way they only get back 1 creature, and the creature that they do get back is boltable. So it's good to know that Surgical Extraction still works versus Leyline of Sanctity. We get to check out the opponent's deck. They have 2 Force Negations in the deck. And their hand is currently 2 Force Negations and a Leyline of Sanctity. 2 lands. Shit! I did not hit the one from the graveyard? Are you kidding me? Could I not hit the one from the graveyard? I think I just punted that. Now they get back 2 creatures. I think I just forgot to click the card. Yeah, I think I just forgot to click the card. That's something that only happens on Magic Online. That never would have happened in paper. It's probably better that we learn here instead of, you know, competitive REL. But you guys get what I was going for. I was gonna bolt their only creature. I had the right idea. Fortunately, I think we lose this because our creatures fly. If somehow the bolt would have resolved, I think maybe we could have had a chance to draw something like Temur Battle Rage and win. But they did also have Force of Negation number 2 in hand, so... Remember we talked about how lucky the opponents get? If they didn't have the Force of Negation in hand for this, this would be a lethal attack. But things as they are, they're just going to force it. Oh, I had to pay life to fetch. I didn't have the life to fetch, so that ends the game on the spot. Um, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. So we got back half a league for our efforts today. Not the worst, going 2-3 with a deck that I haven't played in quite some time.